Welcome to the Get Fit Guys, quick and dirty tips to get moving and shape up. My name is Brock Armstrong, and I'm the Get Fit Guy. Before we dive into this topic, we need to understand the basics of a thing called choroidal neovascularization, or CNV. Now, according to Medscape.com, choroidal neovascularization describes the growth of new blood vessels that originate from the choroid through a break in the Bruch membrane into the subretinal pigment epithelium, or sub-RPE, or subretinal space, which, basically means that there is a harmful overgrowth of blood vessels in the eyes. Symptoms of choroidal neovascularization include colors losing their brightness, colors appearing differently in each eye, distorted vision, loss of vision without pain, sizes of objects may appear different in each eye, and flashes of light or flickering may occur in your central vision. Now, knowing that, you can see that when researchers at the University of Virginia School of Medicine discovered that exercise can reduce this issue by up to 45%, in mice anyway, they were pretty excited. The paper is called Voluntary Exercise Suppresses Choroidal Neovascularization in Mice, and it is the first experimental evidence which shows that exercise can reduce the severity of macular degeneration, which is a leading cause of vision loss. Now, researcher Bradley Gelfand, PhD, told Science Daily this: "There has long been a question about whether maintaining a healthy lifestyle can delay or even prevent the development of macular degeneration. The way that question has historically been answered has been by taking surveys of people, asking them what they are eating and how much exercise they're performing. The problem with that is people are notoriously bad self-reporters, and that can lead to conclusions that may or may not be true. Now, this study offers hard evidence from the lab for the very first time." So, to determine the effectiveness of exercise on CNV, 2 tests were done. One test, comparing mice that voluntarily exercised versus those that did not, found that exercise reduced the blood vessel overgrowth by 45%. Then a second test was done to confirm those findings, which found a reduction of 32%. Now, during the study, age-matched wild-type mice were housed in cages that were equipped with or without the mouse equivalent of a treadmill. After 4 weeks of voluntary running or not, depending on which cage the mice were allocated to, the mice were subjected to laser injury to induce CNV. Now, after they recovered from the surgery, the mice were placed back in the cages with or without exercise wheels for another 7 days. Then, CNV lesion volumes were measured by confocal microscopy. The results were tallied, and the clear winners were the mice who lived in a cage with a running wheel. The researchers found that both the intensity and the duration of the exercise didn't have to be high. To receive the benefits from the exercise, the mice didn't have to, crush the mousy equivalent of a CrossFit WOD or train for a furry marathon. And even cooler, more exercise didn't mean more benefit. In fact, researcher Bradley Gelfand was quoted as saying, "As long as they had a wheel and ran on it, there was benefit." So, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I think this is yet another win for our good old friend walking. It does appear that making it more of a brisk walk would be advantageous, but there is no need to break into a run or do it for hours and hours per week. Unless, of course, you want to. Now, you may be wondering, how on earth does this work, Brock? Well, I don't know. And even the scientists who did the research aren't certain how exercise is preventing the blood vessel overgrowth. They speculate that there could be a variety of factors at play, including increased blood flow to the eyes, which is a mechanism of action that has been linked to the cognitive benefits of exercise as well. So, raising your heart rate seems to be good for your eyes, your brain, and your cardiovascular system. The researchers also brought up an interesting chicken and egg scenario. They noted that the onset of vision loss in humans and mice is often associated with a decrease in exercise. Now, as a person's eyes or vision deteriorate, they tend to engage in less and less physical activity. So, it can be challenging to know exactly which event is causing the other. But whether the vision loss is making a person exercise less or getting less exercise is kicking off the vision loss, it is clear that there is a correlation and that the prescription is exercise. Now, this isn't the only study to show the promising interplay between vision and exercise either. Several studies have found a link between regular exercise and a reduction in the risks of issues like cataracts and glaucoma and macular degeneration. Even if your exercise program is not directly affecting your eyesight, it certainly has an effect on other health issues like diabetes, which can damage the blood vessels in the retina, and high blood pressure, which can lead to high ocular pressure and glaucoma. According to YourSightMatters.com, exercise can help these common eye conditions. Running and walking can help decrease the risk of age-related cataracts. Exercising 3 or more times a week will make you less likely to develop wet, age-related macular degeneration, and moderate intensity, low-impact exercise helped significantly reduce eye pressure in young adults with glaucoma. Now, we've talked about how general exercise can affect your eyes, but are there actual exercises for your eyes? Well, years ago, I read the book The Art of Seeing by author Aldous Huxley, which is a handbook that chronicles Huxley's victory over his own near blindness and details the simple eye exercises that anyone can follow to improve their eyesight. The book was not well received by the ophthalmological field, but it did resonate with me. So much so that years later, when websites like The Vision Gym started popping up, I was all over it. And even though my own optometrist isn't 100% taken with the idea of me putting off wearing my glasses in favor of keeping my own eye muscles good and strong, there is some evidence that not only exercising your body, as in the previous study, but also directly exercising your eyes can be helpful. Now, here are a few eye exercises that I do and that you can try. The first one is called variable focus. For this one, you hold a pen a few centimeters away from your eyes and focus on the pen. Then slowly move the pen away from your face while maintaining your focus on the pen. Then you stop focusing on the pen and look away for 20 seconds, preferably as far away as you can. Then focus back on your pen and slowly bring it back towards your eyes. Then look away again for 20 seconds on something far away and repeat this 3 times. The next exercise is the figure 8. Now, to do this one, you find a spot on the floor about 3 meters or 10 feet in front of you and focus on it. Then start to repeatedly trace an imaginary figure 8 with your eyes for 30 seconds. Then after that 30 seconds, switch directions and trace the figure 8 for another 30 seconds. Now try not to let your eyes go out of focus as you go. Make sure you see all the marks and crevices and scratches on the floor. And the next exercise is called near and far. For this one, you hold your good old pen about 25 centimeters or 10 inches from your face and focus on it for 15 seconds. Then find an object about 4 meters away or 15 feet and focus on it for 15 seconds. Then return your focus to the pen and repeat that back and forth 5 times. And the final exercise is the 20-20-20 rule. Now, this is a pretty popular technique for alleviating eye strain when you're working on a computer that I was actually introduced to by my buddy and biomechanist Katie Bowman. To do this one, you simply put a timer on to go off every 20 minutes, and when it goes off, you look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. That's all. 20-20-20. Get it? Now, Katie has her own eye helper as well, and this is what she does. I sit quietly without any glasses or contacts and close my eyes. I imagine I'm an inspector of my eyeballs and teeny tiny muscles. With my eyes closed, I let my brain go exploring for tension patterns that are so habitual for me I don't even realize I'm constantly gripping my eyes. Once I find tension spots, I let them go. kind of like finding out your jaw is clenched. And hey, how did my jaw get all clenched? And just relaxing it. Now, to wrap things up, University of Virginia School of Medicine researcher Bradley Gelfand told Science Daily his secret motivation for doing the CNV research on those mice that we talked about earlier. And this is what he said. One reason I wanted to do this study was sort of selfish. I was hoping to find some reason not to exercise, he admitted jokingly. It turns out, exercise really is good for you. Well said, Doc. Exercise really is good for you. All right, that's it for this week, everybody. Don't forget to tune in next week when we're going to talk about the importance of the nerves and your nervous system in building strength. There's a really cool interplay there. You're going to like this one. I also want to remind you that I have another podcast that I do with Monica Reinagel, otherwise known as the Nutrition Diva, called Change Academy. And in that podcast, we dive into all things behavior change, habit forming, habit breaking, lifestyle invention, and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in that, check out changeacademypodcast.com or just find it wherever you listen to this podcast. Now, my name is Brock Armstrong. I'm the Get Fit Guy. Asking you, what are you waiting for? Get out there and exercise for your eyes.